A quick thank you to the T5 peeps. Bob the Dragon, Datamagnet, Cat Crab Lobster, Duck Machine, Try Again 95, Astraya the Dreamer, Mezec, Budic Joel, Germanchemist, Casper Arnholtz, and Chaos to Must. Thank you very much. Humans at the Vet, written by SwiftHound. Lises was happy about his job working as a veterinarian on what some might even consider a core world, even if it wasn't near the core. Was happy being the core of the issue here. It hasn't even been a few years since humanity was discovered, but they have already proven their status as dependable workers with extreme pack bonding. Stick a human on virtually any ship or any crew, and they start to form bonds at a heartbeat. This means that humans are now everywhere in the galaxy, and on almost every planet you will see a few humans registered. The problem is their somewhat unique biology. They differ from all other sentients just enough to make medical procedures difficult. Most medicines don't work or do the opposite of helping. That's where Lises and the other veterinarians come into the picture. You see, the most popular pet in the galaxy happens to be a mammalian species called Phile. The Phile are, by complete chance, extremely close to humans in terms of biology. Enough so that most medicine and techniques work on them just as well as humans. And sure, a few sapient species share traits and medicine with their pets, but as the humans don't have sapient counterparts, and they're new in the galaxy, their biology hasn't been taught to most doctors yet. Which of course results in the veterinarians taking the brunt of the humans that pass through the worlds far away from their own. This includes our unfortunate Lises, who sees more humans than pets these days. God fucking damn it, why can't these fucking death warders just leave me the fuck alone? I swear to the universe that they find pleasure in injuring themselves. Lises threw another empty bottle of Phile medicine towards the wall, shattering it and scattering the pieces mostly in the trash. Liz, we've been over this. They pay more than any Phile owner that I've seen, and they don't try and escape when administering shots of medicine. They're the best customers and the best behaved ones. Lises' colleague, Ode, had this conversation every once in a while. Mostly after a human comes in with an injury that only real doctors could fix in other sapiens. The humans come in here with burns, bleeding, chemical burns, concussions, lacerations, and even broken bones. One of them even had a steel rod going through their lung. How in the fuck did that even happen? I'm a fucking doctor, and I have no fucking clue. It's as if the universe wants them to live through anything. All I do is close their wounds and replace the blood. Slamming her desk, she looks at the appointments, and upon seeing two more humans in a row, she lets her head smack the desk with a loud thud. Please, let them have normal issues, like not eating or insomnia. Her cries go unanswered, however, as the next human enters the room and shows her right arm bent at an entirely new joint. Hey, Doc, I broke my arm trying to lift some cargo, but it fell over and crushed the bone. Can you mend it? Lises, now in shock. This thing was worst fractures that she'd ever seen, even with humans. I can try. How are you even conscious? How are you talking? Lises was in complete shock at this point, having seen bad things like pets mauled by other pets, but those were mostly shadow wounds and bruises. Nothing life-threatening or debilitating but this. This was way worse. This bracelet on my shoulder stops the electrical signals for pain going through, paralyzes the arm. So, what's next? This is what she's always so unnerved about. This is what Lises hates the most, seeing something so horrible treated as mundane. Something like it just happens and then you fix it. Most species would get their arm mended, of course, but they would react horribly at even a memory of the accident. Humans seem just to shrug off both the physical injury and the psychological ones as well. Lises had started to doubt if they even had psychological injuries from physical injuries. Let's, just get you onto the damn table and get this over with. Having done an hour-long surgery, which included putting the human to sleep to prevent the mental trauma and complications, opening the tissue around the arm to see the shattered fragments of the bone, throwing up in the garbage can and washing her hands again, taking each piece of bone and mending it back to resemble the original one, using an entire bottle of file regeneration helper to speed up the process, closing up the wound and checking for bleeding. Finding the bleeding to be in acceptable levels, she decided to just let the human heal it themselves. This had already been more than she signed up for. Going to wake the human up with an injection, she saw them staring right at her. "Ah! What the fuck? How are you awake?" What was I not supposed to be? The human must have been silent through the entire operation and just watched their arm be opened and healed. It's not like I felt anything, so, what's the problem? The injection I gave you was supposed to put you to sleep for hours, if not given the antidote. How the fuck are you still awake? I saw you fall asleep. Yeah, I did drop off for a few minutes. I'd assumed, but I woke up in the middle while you were working on my arm. Though it was strange, but I didn't feel anything, and you were focused, so I saw no reason to take it up with you. Your arm will be healed in a few weeks. Keep the metal frame attached and try to avoid heavy use. Now, please, get out. This would have cost millions in credits had this mistake been done on another sapient. She'd used the wrong dosage, one appropriate for a file 10th the size of the human. Sure thing, Doc. Thanks a lot. Payment should be arriving in just a moment. This is the ship's contact info if you need to give anything more. The human left the door, leaving Lazarus alone in the room. Another empty bottle of medicine flies across the room, landing nowhere near the garbage. A knock comes by the door. The next customer is waiting. Come on, she manages to say before remembering it was also a human. She curses inwardly and waits in abject terror, expecting something just as bad or even worse. She winces as the door opens, only to show a human with no injuries to be seen. Hey, Doc, could I buy a bottle of that, file regeneration helper? I've got a mechanic with some pretty bad burns on his arm. This is something she wasn't normally supposed to do, as the dosages could easily become deadly for file. Humans, however, could use the bottle however they wished, drink it, inject it, or pour it in their eyes. They look at it as a cure-all, which, in all fairness, it is to them. Sure, yeah, 206 credits. Lises doesn't want to know more, and thus doesn't ask. She just wants the human gone from her clinic, and to never come back. She doesn't hate the humans, she just hates what they consider normal. All Lises wanted was to help pets and other creatures, to make them happy. Now she's being subjected to bodily horrors above her pay grade, even if the pay is better. Again, alone in the room, she speaks to herself. I just wanted to help animals. 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 This goes on for a while, until she looks at her tablet and sees 4 more humans on their way, apparently having been drinking rocket fuel until passing out. Lises has truly lost the joy in her job. Hearing a knock at the door, Lises is left confused. The 4 humans shouldn't be arriving yet. She finds the human without an appointment. Can I help you? I have 4 humans coming down here soon, and I need an entire room for them. So this has to be fast. I hope this isn't serious, sir. It's my dog. He hasn't been eating for 2 days, and I'm worried sick. Lises pokes up instantly, forgetting all the crap that she's been through today. Now she gets to help an actual pet, even if it is a human one. Sure, let me take a look. Bring it up on the table here, and that's great. Pupils are fine, no fur loss, heartbeat is fine. She stops in the middle of the sentence, having found an issue at hand. There's a ball of some kind in its stomach. It's obstructing the way to the intestine. Well, that's 2 mysteries solved. His favorite ball went missing around the same time. Anything you can do to help? Pets eating things they're not supposed to. This was what she had originally signed up for. Simple problems and simple solutions. Yeah, no problem with that, but I'll have to do surgery. This won't take long. Don't worry. It's safe. Grabbing the table once again, she goes through the motions, almost happy about the dog having swallowed a ball as it gave her some actual patient. She puts the dog under, cuts it open, and retrieves the ball. After she closes the dog up and applies the canine regeneration helper. Taking no more than 10 minutes, the dog has just been carried home and tended to for a while. There you go, good as new. Try and keep him from eating more toys. Mezec was beaming with pride as the owner hugged her pet and cried with joy. This was what she loved about her job. Thank you so much, Doc. I'll recommend you to everyone I know. You have no idea how much this helps. The human keeps hugging her dog while not speaking. It's, no problem. But please, don't recommend me to more humans. I have my hands full with your people already. Yeah, I've heard rumors. Well, then I guess I'll just thank you and pay. Best of luck with the human patients. Lisa's, now almost jumping in joy at having helped the pet, says her goodbyes to the human and the dog, giving a treat to be handed out once the dog wakes up. She would have stayed in a good mood for hours, if not for the banging at her door and 4 new guests arriving in stretches. End of story. And that, my friends, concludes this video. I hope that you enjoyed, and